Hello, this is Pixel Freak, and today I'm taking a look at Cartoon Wars Episode Blade. So this game was published by Gameville a couple days ago on Google Play. It's been on iOS for 4 months, and that's because some of the developers underneath Gameville release on iOS first, and some of them release on Android first. This particular developer just releases on iOS a little bit earlier than Android, and thus we have it a little bit later. I should also mention that my opinion on Gameville games thus far has been real hit and miss. Some of them I really love and some of them I really don't. Zenonia, for example, all of the Zenonia games, I've liked those ones quite a bit. Some more than others, but overall, pretty good reception with those. A couple of them, like, I think there was one called Last War and one called Epic Raiders. Really didn't like these games, and a lot of that reason was because either the gameplay just fundamentally broke down, didn't really work very well, or the freemium model was so heavy that I felt it muddled the game and really just destroyed the experience. So let's jump into Cartoon Wars Battle and see how this one breaks down. So this game is broken into basically two types of fighting. You have battles and you have dungeons, and they play out very similarly, but battles you only earn your gold coins, and in dungeons you earn a lot more gold coins, but also you earn these gems. And gems in this particular freemium game are the rarer currency. There's not necessarily a paid currency because you do earn quite a few of them throughout the game. Now with the gems, you are able to unlock new weapons, and with the gold coins, you're able to upgrade those weapons to a certain extent. You can also upgrade your statistics, making you a stronger brawler. Now the point of this game is to just progress through, beating more battles, clearing more dungeons, and getting new weapons, upgrading your guy. From my understanding, this is actually an infinite game, so there is no end to it, which that really works out well for a freemium game, because that means that, well, your wallet or purse is going to also have to open up infinitely in order to finish the game. The weapons are broke down into a few different categories. You have your primary weapons, which are short and long range. The short range are swords and or brass knuckles type fisticuff weapons. And then you also have your long range weapons, which are like halberds and pole arms. For armor, there's really only one slot, and that's a helmet. And I've leveled myself all the way up to bunny ears. But there's a lot of other helmets that you can get along the way as well. I just happen to like looking ridiculous. You also get, in addition to your two primary weapons, ranged weapons, which are like guns or bow and arrow. Now those weapons are much more high powered, and you actually have to charge up a meter by killing enemies in order to use it, and that meter depletes very quickly. For your primary weapons, they actually also have a timer, but it's like a heat up timer. So if you use one weapon for too long, it'll eventually heat up too much and the game will automatically toggle you to your other weapon. So if you're using a lot of shorthand, it's going to flip you back to your long range weapon as well. The reason they do this is because they don't want you upgrading just one weapon really far and then neglecting the other weapon entirely. They want you to have a nice rounded array of weapons in order to kind of toggle back and forth and make you spend a little bit more cash. Another cool thing about the weapons is that each weapon you buy actually has a unique set of abilities on it. Now this ranges from health boosts or speed boosts or just special attacks, but each one has a unique number or a unique skill attached to it. One of the big gripes I had about this game was that the textures, unfortunately, and the sprites are done in a low-res fashion. So when they scaled up to a high-res, like, say, a tablet, it actually looks a little bit pixelated and a little bit blurry. That's unfortunate because the animation is actually really well done. So it's kind of a flip almost, that the sprites and textures are kind of a low res, but then the animations are all very entertaining and hilarious and cartoony. And what's not funny about stick people killing each other? It reminds me of stickdeath.com, and if you remember stickdeath.com, well then you were with me at the beginning of the internet. Another thing that could be seen as a drawback for this game is that the gameplay may be repetitive to some. Now for me, it wasn't that repetitive. Between the gobs of new different enemies and the different weapons and the different abilities, I thought that there was enough diversity in the game. The gameplay core mechanics, though, are the same all the time. You're still hitting the same buttons for abilities. You're doing the same basic attacks. The weapons are, when you get down to it, very similar. So people that don't like grinding games may find this one to be very repetitive. For ads and in-app purchases, there's actually a few ads right in the very beginning of the game, but it's only for other Gameville games, and once you get through the title screen, no more ads. For in-app purchases, you have the option of buying both gold coins or gems, both currencies in the game. They range in prices from 99 cents all the way up to $50, but the cool catch is that you really don't need to buy either one of them because they're both available in copious amounts inside the game. It's just a matter of how much do you want to grind and how much are you willing to pay to progress through the game. Overall, even for a freemium game, I found this one to be very engaging, and I totally recommend it to anybody that likes a good grinding game. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me because there's a lot of people out there that just don't like freemium games and refuse to play them no matter what. But this one, I think, is how you do freemium right. You're not really being pushed into the purchases, at least not for the first few hours, and then even when you kind of get that inclination like, maybe I should buy something, you know in the back of your mind that you can still grind it out. It's just getting progressively more and more difficult. It then becomes up to you as to if you're going to continue to grind it out and take more time, if you're just going to quit the game, or if you're going to pay to keep on playing at the same rate you have been. It ends up completely up to you, and I think for that reason this is a very ethical freemium model. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this has been Pixel Freak.